Monsieur le Chancelier, Monsieur le Président du Conseil d'Administration, Mr. President and Vice Chancellor, Misha Brugger-Grossman, honored platform guests, graduating students, parents et amis. My name is Rebecca Duclos, and I'm the Dean of the Faculty of Fine Arts, and it's a pleasure to welcome you here on this beautiful evening. Rares sont les moments où le passage d'une étape de notre vie à une autre se déroule devant public. Eh bien, cette soirée en est une. Each of the students who walk across the stage this evening will be celebrating the completion of their academic programs, as well as the years they have spent with friends and colleagues in the Faculty of Fine Arts. Tandis que nos étudiantes et étudiants entament un nouvel avenir, nous voulons qu'ils sachent combien nous sommes fiers d'eux et à quel point ils ont changé nos vies ici à Concordia. We have all learned so much from each other over the past years. Some of it we may not realize for years to come, but the bonds are there. We are also here this evening to celebrate a very special guest who has taught the world so much about the power of vocal music and the profound influence of the human voice in society. It is an honor for Concordia University to present Misha Brugger-Grossman with an honorary doctorate. With this degree, the university recognizes her as one of the world's great singers of classical music and opera, who also approaches popular and contemporary compositions with the same technical virtuosity she applies to complex historical repertoire. Whether performing in front of royalty or sharing her personal playlist on the radio show Q, Ms. Brugger-Grossman exemplifies what it means to live a rich and deep life and to give voice, literally, to the emotional registers of what it means to be human. Misha is Canada's greatest ambassador of classical music. Elle est un modèle pour notre communauté. Ce soir, elle devient aussi une diplômée de marque, digne de notre plus vive admiration. And now, to begin our evening formally, and to celebrate this power of the female voice, I would like to ask everyone to stay standing and join Miss Colleen Bartley, mezzo-soprano, in the singing of O Canada.
Good evening, congratulations and félicitations. You have followed your dreams, achieved your goals, and here you are as graduates amongst us. So let us celebrate you. Fêtons votre réussite et l'obtention de vos diplômes. And let us also take this moment to reflect. For what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving them. Ce que vous êtes en voie de devenir compte beaucoup plus que toutes vos réussites. You have studied and gained knowledge, written tests and papers, and pursued the goals which have led you to today. And as you studied, you've also evolved and changed, become better friends, deeper thinkers, visionaries and dreamers. Comme étudiants et étudiantes, vous êtes devenus plus lucides, plus confiants, plus créatifs. You have become more compassionate humans, aware of the complexity of your own lives and the lives of others. Alors célébrons tout ce que vous êtes devenus et tout ce que vous allez devenir. Let us indeed celebrate you receiving your diplomas, as well as you, human beings who have the power and the wisdom and the tenacity to build a world of peace and hope and understanding. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Veuillez vous asseoir.
Dear graduates, invités distingués, mesdames et messieurs, félicitations à chacun et chacune de nos nouveaux diplômés en cette magnifique journée de réjouissance. Graduation is a special day for your support networks, your families, loved ones, and friends, as well as the Concordia community and your fellow alumni, who have collectively collaborated with you to make this day possible. I'm thrilled and honored to share this special milestone with you. La valeur d'une formation universitaire est incontestable et en obtenant votre diplôme, vous avez acquis un grand avantage dans notre société. Mais il y a autre chose. The lessons gleaned from your textbooks and professors were just the beginning. Your challenge now is to acquire knowledge on your own using the education and skills you've developed here at Concordia. Thomas Edison made 1,000 attempts at inventing the light bulb. When he finally succeeded, a reporter asked him what it felt like to fail 1,000 times. Edison replied, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps." As someone whose path to success has often required far more than 1,000 steps, I encourage you to develop a similar perspective as you embark upon the next chapter in your lives. When someone tells you something is impossible, remember that it really means it hasn't been done yet, or as I often say, no is maybe on the road to yes. Success is not determined by financial wealth or even the approval of our peers, but rather success is defined by the extent to which we are able to build our communities and help our fellow citizens. As the saying goes, no man is an island. I stand before you today on the shoulders of the many people whose guidance and support have helped me along the way. And I think you can all imagine how much strength is required for someone like me to stand on anyone's shoulders. My point is, while it's true that our backgrounds and circumstances may have influenced who we are, it is equally true that each of us is responsible for who we become. You must continue to be open, with outstretched arms and open hands, to be willing to receive. But it is imperative that you also are willing to give. Whether financially or through the gift of your knowledge and time, I urge each of you to give back to the university and your community by investing in its future generations of graduates, just as previous generations have invested in you. Define your success by the degree to which you positively affect people in your lives. En tant que citoyens avertis et engagés, vous, les diplômés, est bien placé pour exercer une influence extrêmement bénéfique sur notre monde en évolution constante. Progress and change now lie squarely in your hands. Your generation has sent a strong message to the world regarding the importance of environmental conservation and sustainability. And while there undoubtedly remains much to be done in that regard, the significant reduction in Canadian air pollution over the past 5 to 10 years leaves me hopeful that the future of our country and our world reside in very capable hands. There is no shortage of opportunity to get involved. There is no methodology that cannot be improved, and no science, engineering, art, or business that cannot be enhanced by the energy, enthusiasm, and skills you all possess. To thrive rather than merely survive, you'll have to be adaptable and resilient. You will have to be leaders of change, not followers. Do not be afraid to lead, not only by example, but also by exerting a positive influence on those around you. Remember that if you elevate others, you elevate yourself. I know that for many of you, this is a period that can be unsettling, given the uncertainty that may lie ahead. You are transitioning from an environment where everyone told you what you should do to an environment where you now have to decide for yourself what you want to do. Without hyperbole, that decision, what you want to do, is amongst the most important you will ever make, which is why I urge you to look at these next few years as a continuation of your educational journey. Now is the time to truly discover your passions, to ask the right questions, to acquire the knowledge necessary to succeed. Don't just chase the quick paycheck. The money will come. Now I'm sure many of you are thinking that it's easy for someone in my position to stand up here and say the money will come. And I am all too aware of the financial pressures facing so many of you right now. But keep in mind that I started with nothing. My only external resource was the education I received here at Concordia, the same education that you now take with you into the world. Wherever you go and whatever you do, the harvest of knowledge and experience and values that you have learned and absorbed at Concordia will be as relevant for society as you make it. Be bold. Be imaginative, be prepared to fail, to continue to learn, and to succeed. Trust me, you can and will make a difference if you follow your passions. When you discover your passion, you will find your life to be an absolute joy. Je vous encourage à rêver, à explorer les choses qui n'existent pas encore, puisque c'est ainsi que vous allez changer le monde et bâtir l'avenir. I am happy that we share a meaningful connection through Concordia, and I hope that today is the beginning of your new lifelong bond with our university and your community. I wish you all good luck, good health, and good fortune. Chapeau et merci. I would like to ask Dr. Alan Shepard to address the convocation.
Thank you, Chancellor. Bonsoir, bienvenue à toutes et à tous. C'est un grand plaisir d'être parmi vous pour ce bel événement. I'd like to begin on this beautiful evening by acknowledging that Concordia University and today's ceremony are located on unceded Indigenous lands. The Ganyuk Gehaga Nation are recognized as the custodians of the lands and waters on which we gathered this evening. Tiohtià:ke, or Montreal, is historically known as a gathering place for many First Nations. Today, of course, it is home to a diverse population of indigenous and other peoples, and we respect the continued connections with the past, present, and future in our ongoing relationships with indigenous and other peoples within the Montreal community. And that's what tonight's festivities are really all about. They're a celebration of that community. So to all of our graduates, as the president of the university, I'd like to say that all of us at Concordia are extremely proud of you. Your family and your friends are proud of you, and you made it. And as we celebrate, though, it's also important to take stock, to remember that today is also about the bigger picture. Your own education from kindergarten through a university degree or a graduate degree is also an investment in the greater social fabric, in making our community stronger. Dans mes rencontres avec des diplômés de Concordia, j'entends souvent les histoires de changements positifs, que les expériences universitaires les ont apporté de grands succès, dont ils bénéficient, et la différence que même ils et elles apportent dans le monde. The world needs you. In the midst of our celebrations, I also want to remember those who are less fortunate than us, those who do not have the advantages of a university education, those who are affected by war, affected by poverty, and of course affected by terrorism and extremism. Because education continues to be a powerful antidote to the world's problems. Education builds understanding. Education binds us together. Education makes hope possible. Your own education doesn't stop when you graduate from university, because education is a lifelong process, and increasingly so as the pace of our knowledge society keeps going faster. Concordia has prepared you to make sense of our complex world and to become leaders in it. Félicitations encore, bonne chance, et à la prochaine.
Mr. Chancellor, it is my honor to present to you Ms. Misha Brugger-Gozman, a critically acclaimed singer whose superb voice and charitable work qualify her as one of Canada's greatest ambassadors. Madame Brugger-Gozman est reconnue dans le monde entier comme l'une des plus grandes cantatrices de l'heure. Interprète d'œuvres musicales variées, elle donne corps tant à l'élégance des personnages de Mozart qu'à l'impénétrable héroïne de Porgy and Bess de George Gershwin. Her performance of the Olympic hymn at the opening of the 2010 Winter Olympic Games in Vancouver, and her moving interpretations of traditional African American spirituals have earned her recognition beyond traditional audiences. A descendant of freed slaves who arrived in Canada in the late 18th century, Ms. Brugger-Gozman's career as a singer is an inspiring example to all of us. In a field known for cutthroat competition, she has succeeded through her intelligent interpretations, technical mastery, intense discipline, and dedication. The voice is the most dangerous and intimate of all musical expressions. In every performance, Misha Brugger-Gozman fills every note with commitment, self, and passion. Her range spans the hardest to the softest of characters. Her Strauss and Mahler can melt your heart. Outre ses nombreuses réalisations professionnelles, Madame Brugger-Gozman a surmonté de graves ennuis de santé, ayant subi une opération à cœur ouvert alors qu'elle était encore dans la vingtaine. In spite of extensive travel, huge roles to memorize, and grueling rehearsal and performance schedules, she has managed to balance the rigors of her performing career with charitable work and her personal life. Her 2 young sons are the joy of her life. Her work with charitable organizations includes AMREF, the African Medical and Research Foundation, Learning Through the Arts, and the World Wildlife Federation. Elle a séjourné dans le nord de l'Ouganda, où elle a travaillé au sein des programmes de l'AMREF pour améliorer la vie des personnes déplacées, la santé des mères et des enfants, ainsi que l'offre des soins médicaux. Madame Brugge-Gozman a aussi remporté une foule de prix nationaux et internationaux. She was awarded the prestigious Canada Council and Chalmers Performing Grants in 2002 and 2003, and was featured in the CBC documentary Spirit in Her Voice. She won a Grammy Award for the album William Balcombe, Songs of Innocence and of Experience, and a Juno Award for her performance on her 2010 album Surprise. In February of this year, the documentary Songs of Freedom was released, tracing her family history to Cameroon and the music that grew out of the slavery her ancestors survived. She recently sang for the royal family at Westminster Abbey. In 2014, several of Concordia's music students and alumni performed with Ms. Brugge-Gozman in this very hall in the Montreal production of Porgy and Bess. Today we are thrilled once again to share the stage with her. Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of Senate and the Board of Governors, it is my privilege and honor to present to you Ms. Misha Brugge-Gozman so that you may confer upon her the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts honoris causa.
I'd like, it's the first selfie for me. I'd like to ask Dr. Brugge-Gozman to address the convocation. Thank you.
That's definitely what it's like being alive at your own funeral. Pretty sure. That was amazing. Mr. Chancellor, Mr. Chairman of the Board of Governors, Mr. President and Vice Chancellor, honored platform guests, graduating class, and your family and friends, and even the people you wish hadn't come. I am very grateful to accept this honor and help you all celebrate your accomplishments today. I sing for a living. The more I sing, the more I see how it mirrors life. You strive for high notes, you blend into the harmony, and if you forget to take rests, it all falls apart. First, the high notes. Whether you work in the arts, technology, business, anything really, now more than ever, the world asks us to be flexible and dynamic with our talents. People hop from job to job, sometimes from career to find what fits them best. The more dimensions of yourself you develop, the more opportunities you give yourself. I'm known today as a classical singer, but I've extended my range into lots of other things, musical theater and jazz, spirituals. I like to record. I sometimes act if paid copious amounts of money. And as I grow older and get deeper into this profession, I've come to realize that the only common denominator necessary to the overall success of my career is me. I have my classical training to thank for making all this possible, but I can't tell you how much more rewarding music is to me because I've followed my passion and explored its many forms. So I would encourage you to push yourselves to learn new skills, play new roles. I did not say role play, but if that's your thing, it makes life so much more exciting. I also know a little bit about the highs and lows that life can throw at you. When I perform for audiences, all they thankfully hear is the finished product. But behind the scenes, you're on stage for like 7% of your career. The 93% is the hours and hours of logistics and childcare and budgeting, the last of which I still know nothing about. But there's just no small amount of hardship. In 2009, I underwent emergency open heart surgery, a process that nearly killed me, but it left me determined to recover and return stronger to seize more. More, just more. I pulled back the curtain on challenges like that because they make me who I am. They help me access what it means to be human. It makes me empathetic, and you have nothing if you don't have empathy. So I think we should stumble into place. I think we should fail forward. There are a lot of stupid mistakes that go into a wise person. There's no way, I believe, to be effective and pretty. At some point, you have to choose one. Life has a broad range. It's the lows that make the highs so sweet. Now, the harmony. L'harmonie maintenant. Mes expériences m'ont appris l'importance de mener une vie où la créativité et la générosité ont leur place. Peu importe la profession que l'on exerce, plus que jamais, la communication et la compassion sont les bienvenues partout dans le monde. Je l'ai constaté en personne. À titre d'ambassadrice de la Fondation pour la médecine et la recherche en Afrique, j'ai participé à un programme de musicothérapie destiné aux enfants en Afrique orientale. La joie que j'ai pu lire dans leurs yeux m'a procuré un bonheur intense. Mais il n'est pas nécessaire d'être artiste pour créer l'harmonie. Il suffit d'être ouvert d'esprit et d'avoir du cœur. Tout comme il est important de s'occuper des autres, il ne faut jamais négliger qui l'on est. Chacun doit reconnaître ses forces et ses faiblesses et prendre conscience que c'est une force, pas une faiblesse, d'accepter l'aide d'autrui pour un coup de pouce ou un nouveau départ. I'm just going to keep it real. Some of you will get divorced. Some of you will lose babies. Some of you will get sick. Almost all of you will have back taxes. But take it from someone who knows. The way forward is rarely a solo performance. Stand your ground, but reach out to those around you. Those here today, your friends, your family, your alma mater. They like to help, but reach out to the haters too. They are the ones that line the hallway that ushers you into the arena of greatness. A good way to know you're on the right track is by how hard it is to get there, how much sleep you're going to lose, how much time it's going to take, how much it's going to cost you, and I don't just mean money. I am extremely proud of my singing career, but I'm even prouder of my life off stage. My close relationships with my nearest and dearests, the family that is blood and the family that I chose, the struggles I've conquered, and the times when I was in a position to give back. These are the parts of my life I hold dearest, and they are within reach of everyone here. You've all worked hard, graduates. You have earned a rest. I'm not saying don't take a beat, but take this opportunity to reflect, to listen to the music around you, but then suit up for a satisfying, albeit bumpy ride. Gather yourself for the notes you want to hit. Thank you again for this great honor. I'm so proud of myself for not crying. Godspeed.
Dr. Brugger-Gossman, you remind me today in your remarks about the P's. Passion above all, perspective, pride, power, pride, and most of all, pretty awesome. Thank you for your remarks. I would now like to call upon the Provost to join us at the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of Senate, I present to you the candidates for the doctoral and doctorate degrees, for the master and magisteriate degrees, and for the graduate diplomas and certificates in the Faculty of Fine Arts. I certify that these candidates have fulfilled the requirements for these degrees, diplomas, and certificates. Monsieur le Chancelier, au nom du Sénat, je vous présente les candidats au doctorat et à la maîtrise, ainsi qu'au diplôme et au certificat de deuxième cycle de la Faculté des Beaux-Arts. J'atteste qu'ils satisfont aux exigences de ces grades, diplômes et certificats. Will the doctoral and doctorate, master and magisteriate diploma and certificate candidates please stand?
By the powers granted in the University Charter, I admit each of you to the appropriate degree, diploma, or certificate as approved by Senate and certified by the Provost. En vertu de l'autorité que me confère la Charte de l'Université et fort de l'approbation du Sénat et de l'attestation de vice-rectorat exécutif aux affaires académiques, je vous décerne les grades, diplôme ou certificat que vous postulez. Please be seated.
Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of Senate, I present to you the candidates for the bachelor and baccalaureate degrees and for the undergraduate certificates in the Faculty of Fine Arts. I certify that these candidates have filled the requirements for these degrees. Monsieur le Chancelier, au nom du Sénat, je vous présente les candidats et candidates au baccalauréat ainsi qu'au certificat de premier cycle de la Faculté des Beaux-Arts. J'atteste qu'ils satisfont aux exigences de ce grade. Will the bachelor and baccalaureate and undergraduate certificate candidates please stand?
By the powers granted in the University Charter, I admit each of you to the appropriate degree as approved by Senate and certified by the Provost. En vertu de l'autorité que me confère la Charte de l'Université et fort de l'approbation du Sénat et de l'attestation de vice-rectorat exécutif aux affaires académiques, je vous décerne les grades que vous postulez. Please be seated. And while our graduates prepare to cross the stage, I invite you to enjoy the music of the Encore Brass Quintet. Thank you.
I'm pleased to introduce to you the candidates for the Doctorate in Philosophy from the following programs: Art Education, Art History, Film and Moving Image Studies, Humanities, Individualized Program, Fine Arts. Scott McMaster. Caroline Baudouin. Christopher Woofter. Felicity Taylor. Margaret Jean Westby. Shay Wood. I'm pleased to introduce to you the candidates for the Master of Magisteriate in Arts from the following programs: Art Education, Art History, Creative Arts Therapies, Art Therapy, Creative Arts Therapies, Drama Therapy, Creative Arts Therapies, Music Therapy, Film Studies, the Individualized Program in Fine Arts, and the Special Individualized Program in Fine Arts. Joan Graves. Nicole Macaretta. Rania Esmat. Helena Sanpayo. Anna Timbotos. Yay. Sunjong Yi. Thibaut Zimmer. Gabrielle Doiron. Corinne Gerber. Marie Elizabeth Olinger. Maude Pezant Johnson. Jia Shin. Aisha Lecree Holden. Suze André Altidore Cespedes. Annabelle Bro. Charles-Antoine Thibault. Jordan Adler. Anthony Guadagnano. Ellen Lucy Payne Smith. Dane Stewart. I'm pleased to introduce to you the candidates for the Master of Magisteriate in Fine Arts from the following program: Studio Arts. Jacques Bellavance. Congratulations. Marielle Blanc. Adam Gunn. Natalie Nadeau. Matthew Eng. Kate Puxley. Oh, good to see you. Congratulations. Thanks. Ikrar Rizvi. I'm pleased to introduce to you now the candidates for the graduate diploma in the following program: Advanced Music Performance Studies. Isabel Roichka. I'm pleased to introduce to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Baccalaureate in Fine Arts from the following departments: Art Education, Art History, the Mel Hoppenheim School of Cinema. Adrian Brajishvish, with distinction. Makini Kalist Woolard. Claudia Wingshaw Chan. Cynthia Cousineau. Kimberly Day. Carolyn Denuncio. Maura Lisa Forese. Madeline Howes. Natasha King. Saina Kulichkina. Alison Lampron with distinction. Frédéric Larivière with distinction. Melissa Karanyahawi McGregor with distinction. Jennifer Mignacci. Azin Mohammadi. Guillaume Pépin Lucier with distinction. Marie-Pierre Perrault with distinction. Christina Marie Phelps with great distinction, winner of the Art Education Prize awarded to the most outstanding graduate student in art education. Cassandra Lorraine Reyes with distinction. Angeliki Saviolidis with distinction. Heather Steinhagen with distinction. Irini Theodorakopoulos. Eva Valenta. Shari Babajanov with distinction. Audrey Beaulieu. Maryse Bergevin with distinction. Louise Calté. Dominique Camps with distinction. Kimberly Clark. Emily Croning. Rebecca Cuellar. Leticia Dandavino Tardif with distinction. Ashley Forbes. Michelle Gauthier. Costadina Georgaros with distinction. Anais Glassy Genereux. Marnie Guglielmi Vitulo with distinction. Bernadette Hojabri with distinction. Catherine Lacroix with great distinction. Chloe Larocque Wolf with distinction. Marianne Lebel with great distinction. Saber Lee. Gabrielle Montpetit with great distinction, winner of the R. Bella Rabinovich Art History Prize, awarded to the most outstanding graduating student in art history. Bianca Morenzi with distinction. Hong Nguyen. Monica Novitsky. Akruti Patel with distinction. Melinda Pierre-Paul Cardinal with distinction. Béatrice Laflèche. Shamsa Sheikh. Pamela Simar with distinction. Pauline Sommet with distinction. Sophie Trudel with distinction. Helen Watts. Brett Ablenas with distinction. Estelle Abou. Okay. Amanda Abreu. Hamed Aleali with distinction. Alexia Almeida. Annie Amaya with distinction. Robert Araneta. Alexander Asturias with distinction. Paul Ballerini with distinction. Rudy Barbosa. Guillerme Barcelos. Julian Bata. Danielle Bolick. Calvin Brett with distinction. Mark Anthony Cadieux with distinction. Nikita Sherbik. Amanda Coletta with distinction. Andréane Côté. Oneida Crawford with distinction. Steve Edwin Deku. Vanessa Di Gregorio. Marie-Josée Doutré with distinction. Natalie Doyle with distinction. Catherine Didek. Anna Eskildsen with distinction. Emily Faulkner. Lou Andrea Fier. Clara Émilie Gagnon, with distinction. Ehsan Garib. Sarper Gokbulut. Nargis Hagigat with distinction. Hélène Marie Halloran with distinction. Danica Hopper Node. Peter Hostak with distinction. Yuqing Huang with distinction. Sylvain Hunter. Annie Hunting with great distinction. Will Niava. Tia Joseph with distinction. Virginie Joubert. Miriam Kamel with distinction. Kelly Kiakas with distinction. Etienne Lasselle with distinction. Sarah Lake with distinction. Sierra Lapointe with great distinction. Marjorie LaRouche. Charles Lavoie with distinction. Junling Lee. Juliette Losky. Laura Luchik with distinction. Juan Jose Mendoza. Crisantia Miraya. Ana Maria Muradian with great distinction. Montse Muro with distinction. Simon Nguyen. Matthew Ober with distinction. Erica Parente. Kevin Jung-Hoo Park. Persephone Pogue with distinction. Emile Risk with distinction. Alessandra Jennifer Ross. Brian Salazar Roldan with distinction. Beatrice Sharf Pirchala with distinction. Catherine Salati with distinction. Eric Silset Stoll. Danai Thompson with distinction. Theodora Trachkovic. Mikhail Turcot-Talbot with distinction. Catherine Han Vu with distinction.
I am pleased to introduce to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Baccalaureate in Fine Arts from the following departments: Contemporary Dance, Design and Computation Arts, Music, Studio Arts and Theatre. Jane Ann Cormier. Heather Lilia Jones with distinction. Kim El Rojedi with great distinction. Emma Morris. Anna Patterson with distinction. Carolyn Temalini. Erin Tempest with distinction, winner of the Contemporary Dance Prize awarded to the most outstanding graduating student in contemporary dance. Maria Obu-Ritsk. One second. Camila Acosta with distinction. Jasmine Ackermans. Sandra Alexandre Aimé. Jasmine Atara. Julienne Boutillier with distinction. Charlotte Brachot with distinction. Adam Chan. Antigone Christou. Joséphine Crochot with distinction. Chris Dake Outset with distinction. Abigail Delisai Thibault. Annabelle Daou with distinction. Sarah Demers. Heidi De Pauli with distinction. Michelle Didier with distinction. Sabrina Emmanuel. Nikita Feldman Kiss with distinction. Ekaterina Frank with distinction. Angel Gabriel Galindo Roman with distinction. Christina Ganks with distinction. Neldy Germain. Marie-Hélène Grant. Owen Gregory. Matthew Gray Noble with distinction. Thank you. Maria Julia Guilmeres with distinction. Jason Hendrick Harvey. Harvey. Zachary Hirschman. Emily Kem. Julia King. Daniel Cotter with distinction. Amanda Lee with distinction, winner of the Computation Arts Prize awarded to the most outstanding graduating student in Computation Arts. Kaylisa Leslie. Miriam Lézard. Sophia Lim with distinction. Anna Louisa Lopes. Sarah Mayer. Daniel Martinez. William McGuinness. Adelaide Menard Tremblay with distinction. Pam Menegakis. Bianca Rosa Mormina with distinction. Madison Newey with distinction. Milin Nguyen. Yulia Pujinskna with distinction. Lauren Piacota. Alexa Piot with distinction. Pascal Xavier Poirier with distinction. Romina Rabti Solpirani. Caitlin Rafters.
Cesar Reza. Cesar Reza.
Cesar Reza. Catherine Rudge. Jade Segela with distinction. Andrew Sherman. John Shuken with distinction. Gabrielle Scalak. Gabrielle Sanamon with distinction. Bianca Su with distinction. Johnson Tar. Haley Turcato with distinction. Marc Antoine Vallée. Jason Voltaire. Jonathan Shatsky. Natalie Charles.
Joel Curry.
Joel Curry.
Kyle Curry.
Kyle Curry.
Jaden Davis Jones.
Jaden Davis Jones with distinction.
Jonathan Dorozowski.
Jonathan Dorozowski.
Gabriel Evangelista.
Gabriel Evangelista with distinction.
Cesar Gabriel Figueroa.
Cesar Gabriel Figura.
Jean-Philippe Gomez Sanchez.
Jean-Philippe Gomez Sanchez with distinction. Sarah Goslin with distinction.
Michael Itzak.
Michael Itzak. Nicolas Laurencel with distinction.
Daniel Marquez.
Daniel Marquez with distinction.
Alex Metcalf.
Alex Metcalf. Joanne Mitrovic with distinction. Livia Morris with distinction. Ryan Orkenden. Alessandro Papadia with distinction.
It's Luis Perron.
Luis Perron with distinction.
Dauphin.
Dauphin with distinction.
Patrick Richard.
Patrick Richard with distinction. Samuel Robertson Trudell with distinction. Olga Rosen.
Jimmy Song.
Jimmy Song with distinction.
Mathieu Tassi.
Mathieu Tassi with distinction.
David Turry.
David Turi. Travis West, with great distinction, winner of the Music Prize, awarded to the most outstanding graduating student in music.
Barry Williams.
Barry Williams. Ashley Wilson. Shannon Wilson with distinction. Feng Xiong with distinction. Trevor Baird with distinction. Ustina Banu with distinction.
Fernando Bellotti.
Fernando Bellotti with great distinction, winner of the Gabor Zilassi Prize in Studio Arts, awarded to an outstanding graduating student in Studio Arts. Chloe Bergeron with distinction. Elise Bergeron with distinction. Josephine Berthet. Renee Keisha Carter. Navy Chadze. Ariane Champagne. Luis Gerardo Chavez Garcia with distinction. Rene Kondo with distinction. Lydia Conlon. Lucy Coutu with distinction. Caroline Deschênes with distinction.
Dylan DeChico.
Dylan DeChico with distinction. Louis Charles Dion with great distinction, winner of the Betty Goodwin Prize in Studio Arts, winner of the Alfred Pinsky Medal awarded to the highest ranking student graduating with the degree of Bachelor of Baccalaureate at in Fine Arts. Eloise Dumas with distinction. Rihad Essay with distinction. Tracy Fouquet with distinction. Liaska Guzman. Caitlin Ann Hall with distinction. Julian Harvey. Cheyenne Jenkins. Zoe Maeve Jenkins with distinction. Catherine Junot with distinction. Emily Katz with distinction. Susan Kennedy. Ruth Kowaz. Anna Kushmich. Marlène Leberge with great distinction. Shanice Lafortune with distinction. Philippe Lefebvre with distinction. Audrey Leroux-Jones with distinction. Devon Spencer Levine with distinction. Thomas Malcolm with distinction. Tremaine Manning Saray. Amanda Manson. Catherine Marcheterre. Haley McKeel with distinction. Lindsay McVicker. Francisco Medina. Leila Mestari with great distinction, winner of the Irene Whittam Prize in Studio Arts, awarded to an outstanding graduating student in Studio Arts. Aimé Mété. Vicky Morin-Ouellette with distinction.
Noah Newstad.
Noah Newstad. Dorothée Novak with distinction. Gabi Orellana with distinction. Brittany Pakang. Ariane Patnaud with great distinction, a winner of the Yves Gaucher Prize in Studio Arts, awarded to an outstanding graduating student in Studio Arts. Alexandru Petrosan. Alessia Pizzanelli with great distinction. Christina Riche with distinction. Juliana Rueda Toro with distinction. Hélène Salamanca Gagnon with distinction. Aya Salte. Megan Sawyers. Roxanne Sirois with distinction. Gabrielle Verrette Paquette with distinction. Kira Waltz, oh my goodness, sorry. With distinction. Danica Whitaker. Cassie White with distinction. Alexandra Zasios McFarlane. Laura Buchanan.
Marilyn Cherry.
Marilyn Cherry. Louise de Boisson with distinction.
Lydie Dubuisson.
Lydie Dubuisson with distinction. Burshu Emick with distinction. Amanda Goldberg with distinction. Alba Giral with distinction. Emma Haywood with distinction. Oh, congratulations.
Thank you, Marika Carlson.
Marika Carlson with great distinction, winner of the Theatre Prize, awarded to the most outstanding graduating student in theatre. Rachel Kerr-Lapsley with distinction. Shale Kilroy with distinction. Michelle Lamb.
Leah Marina Lenny Tim.
Leah Marina Tim. Lanua Tim.
Marie-Magdalene Lévy.
Marie-Magdalene Levy.
Wilson Alexander Gray Minard.
Wilson Alexander Gray Manari with distinction.
Simon Peltier.
Simon Peltier with distinction. Zaina Razouk.
Caitlin Ross.
Caitlin Ross with distinction.
Sebastian James Sage.
Sebastian James Sage with distinction.
Peter Shaw.
Peter Shaw with distinction. Kirsten Sherwin. Anne-Marie Saint Louis with great distinction. Kia Sophia Spack with distinction.
Claudio Tamburi.
Claudio Tamburi. Andile Wynn. Barbara Zigovic.
I would now like to ask Ms. Leila Mastari to give the valedictory address.
Bonsoir à toutes et à tous. Chancellor Wiener, Chairman Hébert, President and Vice Chancellor Shepard, Dr. Brugger-Gossman, distinguished guests and participants, fellow students, families, and friends, I'm honored to address you today as this year's Fine Arts valedictorian, a word whose Latin root is valedicere, c'est-à-dire to say goodbye. Goodbye to extraordinary facilities. Goodbye to amazing professors and technicians. Goodbye to the VA, the EV, the FB, the H, the HB, the GA, the GM, the LB, and many more letters. Goodbye to the people's potato. To monumental closing swaps. And finally, goodbye to the institutional promise of ordering our existential anxieties and ambitions into very well-organized blocks of time. Je pense que ma carrière d'artiste aurait débuté en deuxième année du primaire, lorsque j'ai appris à dessiner pour inventer mes propres Pokémon. En faisant cela, j'attisais la jalousie de mes camarades, j'étendais mon pouvoir dans la cour de récré, mais surtout, je développais des skills qui m'aidaient à matérialiser mon imaginaire dans le monde réel. After discovering this incredible power, I continued to make art in high school, cégep, and university. J'ai troqué les Pokémon pour Velázquez, puis pour Joseph Kosuth, puis pour Cynthia Girard. In this journey, I feel very privileged to have been part of the Concordia community. Here, I met technicians and professors who not only offered me their precious knowledge, but also shared a part of who they are as artists. To quote Bell Hooks, I truly believe that education is about the practice of freedom and that the classroom remains the most radical space of possibility in the academy. Quand la salle de classe est un studio d'artistes, j'apprends d'autant plus sur le monde que mon corps entier s'implique dans la recherche que j'entreprends. Assise dans un auditorium, il m'est parfois arrivé d'avoir les yeux pleins d'eau parce qu'émue de ce qu'on me révélait d'une image ou de me faire prendre d'assaut par une espèce de vertige historique, un brutal éveil quant à ma position minuscule dans le monde géant de l'art. But the most important piece of contemporary art history was sitting in the classroom with me, and here you are tonight, my fellow students. When I think about my peers in studio arts and about my friends in performing art, design, cinema, art history, pedagogy, and therapies, I think of so many talented artists whose work I truly admire. Je tiens donc à nous féliciter tous et toutes pour le travail accompli, en espérant que cette tape sur l'épaule nous propulse de l'avant plutôt que de nous clouer au sol. On that note, I want to point out the particular perseverance of women and feminine people who navigate their academic career struggling for respect while their intelligence is still too often underestimated. I also want to honor the courage of everyone here who has had to cope with the current climate of racism and xenophobia raging outside and inside universities. Finally, I would like to acknowledge students and professors who are actively challenging normalized violence for themselves and others, and who tries to make our school a safer space. Dans ce monde qui est le nôtre, j'espère beaucoup des artistes à venir. Transcender la violence, aider l'humanité à jouir de la beauté du monde et à apprendre de ses plus répugnantes tragédies. Je crois que c'est un très beau travail qui nous est destiné, que c'est un merveilleux voyage qui nous attend. Alors, trek selema, have a good trip.
Leila, merci pour votre courage, pour votre inspiration ce soir. Thank you so much, and goodbye. This would be the part of the evening that I would ask the Provost to give his closing remarks. But before I do, I want to wish you all a hearty congratulations. We're very proud of you. It has been a great pleasure to be able to preside over your convocation, and I wish you nothing more than to grow from strength to strength. And most of all, may the force be with you.
Mesdames et messieurs, merci d'être venus en si grand nombre, de partager avec nous la joie de nos diplômés. Thank you all for being here to celebrate the terrific accomplishments and the terrific spirit of the class of 2017. Now, graduates, I'm sure you're very excited and impatient to get on with what's next in your lives. But before you walk out of this hall today, I just want to ask you to take a moment to pause and think about all the people who've helped you on that trip to get here. Some of them are faculty members and staff sitting up on stage, Others are your friends and classmates sitting beside you. But there's another group that I'd like to ask you to thank. So graduates, would you please stand up, turn around, face the back of the hall, and thank all the family members and friends who've supported you on your journey. Okay, graduates of 2017, just one last message to leave you with, and that is something you probably already know. Concordia is a great university. In fact, we're the top-ranked university in Canada under the age of 50. And we have the promise of an even greater future ahead of us. And on this evening, there is no better measure either of our success or of our promise than you. Thank you for having chosen Concordia as the pathway to your future. You've honored us with your choice. In the future, you'll always be our best ambassadors. And you should know that we are tremendously proud of you. So, in closing, I just want to say that I hope you will also always be proud of Concordia. And as this ceremony comes to a close, please allow us to toast your success with a vin d'honneur in the lobby outside. Merci, félicitations, au revoir, à bientôt.
Thank you.